Beautiful souls, today we're going to talk about our creative energy center. The center within us that allows us to connect to others and to create what we desire, what we're passionate about into the world. Hey beautiful souls, welcome. It's always a blessing to connect with you. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the tribe. I am Dani and I help people awaken the healer within them. Beautiful souls, today we're going to talk all about the root chakra. If you're just hopping on this and you haven't checked out Root Chakra 101 or what the energetic body even looks like, go back, check that out, then come back here. For those of you all that are on track and following this, we are moving up today to our sacral chakra. So this orange chakra right here. Now, the sacral chakra is a very important aspect of ourself. It is the creative center of our energetic body. And this center allows us whatever it is that we wish to create, whichever we wish to bring into this world, to actually send it to our roots and to manifest it, to bring it into our reality. So whether or not that's, you want a child, you're trying to start a family, whether or not that's maybe you're trying to create a business or redesign your home, this is that power center to where if it is balanced and if it is flowing well, it's created through here, sent to the chakra, and we see it brought into our life in a spiritual aspect. Now, on a physical aspect, let's look at where the actual center is. So it's below the belly button and it sits in our lower abdomen and our pubic area. Now, in relation to its location, let's think about what organs that's going to affect on a physical level. So it governs our actual creative, our reproductive organs, such as our ovaries, our testes, the cervix, the womb, the eggs, the sperm. So literally, this is the center for creation, for creating life in a means of reproducing, but not only just creating physical life, of creating at which you desire. Now, the sacral chakra is also an emotional aspect of us. This is where our emotions seem to lie, where they can get really, we can become really unsensitive or overly sensitive. And this is because it's connected to the water portion of us. Now, again, refer back to where this center is located in the body. Underneath this energetic system, we also have our kidneys, our bladder, so urinary and elimination is here. And so water and emotions go together. Our emotions flow, right? So that's a way to look at it. In addition to being our creative center, physically and spiritually, in addition to governing our emotions, the sacral chakra also is the aspect of intimacy, the aspect of us being able to connect to someone else on that deep level. Now, maybe it's not in a sexual way, as such as co-creating new life, but maybe it's just opening up your heart and being able to have these one-on-one connections, these deep connections. Now, let's look at how the sacral chakra looks when we're imbalanced. When we're imbalanced, we are creating. We are seeing what we want with our life, what we vision for our life, actually coming into fruition. So if it's the house that you wish, or the family you desire, or the business, or the art, or the car, what we're actually creating. Maybe you're an inventor, maybe you're a songwriter. What you're actually creating or hoping to create is being manifested. When we're in balance, we're emotionally stable. We're not having extremes of not being able to control our emotions, or more maybe perfectly worded, our emotions controlling us. We're not having these ups and these downs all the time. We feel joyous and are expressive. Now let's look at what it's like when it's underactive. So when we have old traumas, whether or not it was in childhood, adulthood, when we have traumas, then they get buried inside of us, and some of these traumas just completely block off the flow to this area. And when it's completely blocked off, it's what we call as being underactive. So when it's underactive, we tend to be fear of change. Change is a really flowing nature. Again, remember the water here in the center. So when we're in flow, we accept change. We're not fearful of it. We're able to just go with the flow. And if we've got those good roots in, then we're not going to break when we flow down the river or when the storm comes. Now, since this is about intimacy and our ability to connect with others, when we have an underactive chakra, we also have poor social skills, maybe social anxiety. We don't feel that we can communicate well. We don't feel that we can connect well to others. Maybe you're going to notice that we have issues within our partner relationships. We're not getting the intimacy that we want. We're not connecting with them in that way. And then we're also not going to feel very inspired or passionate about anything. Now, as far as emotions, we're also going to be kind of numb, because if we aren't expressing our emotions, when we're not creating our emotions, when we are not connecting with others, then we've kind of like come into a state where we've blocked out so much in order to protect ourselves that we don't really feel much of anything at all. And this is common for people that have gone through a lot of trauma and healthcare professionals. Now, in the overactive aspect, we're going to see the complete opposite. So when our chakras are overactive, that means that we're living in this space too much, that this creative center in us is too open, it's absorbing too much of the flow energy that's coming through us, and it creates big blockages in other areas. So when our creative center is overactive, this is where, again, you're going to see a lot of addictions. So a lot of the substance abuse here, and specifically since we're talking about the creative energy and the reproductive aspect of us, a lot of sexual addictions. Maybe there's lots of reproducing going on, and then you're also going to notice that maybe you're like passionate about everything. So this kind of comes into terms when you create one project, and before you can even get it finished, you've moved on to another project, and you just kind of have all these creative ideas going on too much at once, but you're not actually able to bring any of them into fruition because we're just jumping from one to the next. Now, emotionally, we're going to be really oversensitive when we have an overactive sacral chakra. And so this means maybe our emotions are going to be all over the place. Everything hurts us to an extreme. Everything breaks us down. Everything makes us cry. Now, physically, if this chakra is out of balance one way or another, you can have issues with any of your reproductive organs, so also trouble reproducing in general. And then you can also have issues with your urinary tract system and your bladder. So what can we do about our sacral chakra if it's out of balance? So first off, in always practice grounding and earthing. Get out, have fun, get into nature, get those roots down deep. That's going to help send that energy somewhere. And then secondly, one of my favorite little easy quick fixes is to wear orange. So if you've noticed that you're one of these underactive, if you've just kind of lost the passion, if you're not able to bring the things that you envision into fruition, if you don't feel like you're creating anything at all, if you're having any of these physical symptoms, then wear some orange. This is just a really easy quick fix. Now, if it's overactive, be aware about wearing orange. Look in your wardrobe and see if you're wearing too much orange. We tend to wear the colors that we live really prevalent in. That's our dominant energy. So if this energy is your dominant space, then maybe you need to simmer it out a little bit. So you can wear corresponding color. So again, the heart chakra is what divides the lower soul from the higher soul. So you could wear some green if you want, and then any of these upper soul colors, so blues, indigos, purples, anything up here. And I will make a suggestion and say, now since this is part of our expression, you know, we express through creativity, we express through our emotions, then I would suggest wearing some blue here for your throat chakra. So in addition to these quick little tips, get out and play. When we have lost passion or when we're having trouble focusing, either way, the best thing that you can do to spark your creativity is get out and play. So maybe that's going outside and doing some cartwheels. If you have kids, join your kids and actually do some self-play. This is going to spark that passion. Maybe we need to look at what's really going on here. There tends to be some type of fear within each of these lower chakras. And so maybe it's fear of sex is why you're closed off. Maybe you've had some type of sexual abuse going on, or maybe you had some type of abusive relationship, or you've been hurt before and so you've closed off. And then if it's overactive, a lot of the times what has happened is we're trying to compensate for something. So since this is about gaining intimacy with another person, whether or not it's sexual, you know, we tend to be going out and, you know, sleeping with bunches of people, or over baking, or being really flighty about our ideas because we're just trying to grasp on to something and we're not receiving it elsewhere. So if you are in a relationship, maybe this is the time that you take the steps to work with each other. Maybe you sit down and play games, or make art, or begin to communicate and really express your desires with each other. So in addition to playing, I'm going to say be creative. Whatever your craft is, get out there and do it. Now, everybody has an art. That doesn't mean that you have to be so skilled at it that you could make money. But if you love music, play music, sing music. If you like to bake, bake. If you like to paint, paint. You know, get out and actually create something, regardless of how good it is. Do it for just the fun of it, and this will begin to balance you out. Now, as always, I suggest some type of energy work. It helps things go a little bit more smooth, so you can always use Reiki, acupuncture, things like that. Beautiful souls, I want you to understand that this is such an important aspect of yourself, because this area of your energetic body affects how you relate to another person in terms of a relationship. So if you find yourself struggling in relationships, if you find the relationship you're in maybe not working even though it needs to or you want it to, if you find that you've had writer's block or have lost passion for all of life, then these are easy things to fix. Easy things to correct. But just understand that this is such an important aspect of you, because it's got to be right. It needs to be balanced so that you can begin to have the life that you want. Beautiful souls, let me know what you thought about this. Did it help you come into better terms about your creative energy, your creative aspect of yourself? If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, tell me some comments about it. Give me some advice here. I'm going to ask you to subscribe. So if you subscribe, then you'll get a notification. I post a new video every single day. Subscribing also allows this to get out there to more people, so more people can begin to heal themselves and awaken the healer within them. Now, with that being said, remember you were never alone. We're in this together. And until next time, there's nothing but love and light. Nothing but love and light.